Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 1st of December 2025. So during the Thanksgiving, particularly Friday, silver soars to record highs. November ends with S&P best Thanksgiving week since the Lehman Brothers fiasco back in 2008. Gold breaks out, silver explodes, volatility erupts. Are you still flat? Precious panic. Everyone who said I'll buy the dip is now chasing the breakout there. And this was an interesting one. Global chaos. The CME outage halts futures trading. Market set for monthly loss. This was very, very interesting. And I've got a video that I'm going to recommend that you watch. It gives all of the details about what happened with the silver price and how the trading was stopped, so they could roll over the contracts into March and the reasoning behind it. Wonderfully brilliant video explained by the narrator of the video, who I don't know is at this point, but the company is well worth subscribing to. Indian-based YouTube channel as well, but everything so far that has been said in these videos has been absolutely spot on. So wait and see what's predicted for March of next year. Right, let's have a look, see what we've got on the old economic news front. Now we're all back to normal after the Thanksgiving weekend. Today we've just got the ISM manufacturing from the US. That's out at 3 p.m. What have we got during the week? Anything major? Let's have a look. Powell's going to be speaking tomorrow. And we've got core CPI flash. All of the flashes out. Well, the flash for the European Union is out tomorrow. And we've also got ADP this week. So if we've got ADP, it means we've got the non-farm payroll as well somewhere. But saying that, at the moment, they're still playing catch-up with the release of these economic news items following the reopening of the US government. So it could be a moment or two before we get back to any sort of normality. I haven't seen any US CPI for a while either. But Lagarde's out on Wednesday. She's out twice on Wednesday. She's getting very keen on speaking at the moment. And then on Thursday, we've got Challenger job cuts. Not heard that one. And unemployment claims, core PCE, and prelim UOM. So it's interesting to actually see ADP out with no sign of the non-farm payrolls. That's unusual, but like I say, it looks like we're playing catch-up. Right, let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So starting off with the Dow, half a day on Friday. You can see there we had Thursday half a day, Friday closed, and half a day on Friday trying to move the markets higher. However, something's kicked off overnight and the market is lower, reversing everything that was put in on Friday. There you can see that all the way back to the low of Friday on the overnight. So we need to see some buying come back and help to recover this sell-off that we're seeing at the moment overnight. It's a 62% retracement though from the high to the low, so it's important that this area isn't breached either at 47,413. In the German DAX, similar picture taking place here. We can see that prices have reversed off Friday. Narrow days for last week as well, because obviously the Thanksgiving holds. And let's have a look at the 30 minutes. So we managed to move higher during Friday. We were sideways for a long time though. And then we see the sell-off down to Friday's low there overnight. A bit of support coming in at this level at the moment, but nothing more really to be said there. Let's just go back to the daily. We need to get back above the 50% there and the 50 EMA as well in order to move higher. So certainly some volatility already in the markets overnight, as it said in the headlines. Let's have a look at the S&P. So in the S&P, it too moving lower overnight. You can see they're coming back below the 78% retracement. And in the 30-minute, once again, the half-day session, you can see that by the small white area there, so the half-day session there, and then the market selling off all the way down past the low and all the way down to the S3, where 90% of the time you will see buying coming into the market. Bit of climatic volume, overnight volume there, trying to bring the S&P back. So a good sell-off overnight, get it out of the way, and then bring the markets back. FT100 is still moving to the upside. Goodness knows how now it's come out and been not officially confirmed, but it will be, that Reeves has lied about the 22 billion. If you go back into the market alerts, during the time it was being spoken of a lot, you will hear me mention exactly the same. It was just a way of bringing in communism, Marxism and everything else, and also to assist with the central bank digital currency coming in before 2030. So anyway, the FT continues to move higher on speculative money from the US. I would thought is where it's coming from. Prices they're moving higher, and in the 30-minute chart, again you can see booking the trend on, well, it wasn't booking the trend on Friday, because obviously half day for the US, prices moved higher, but overnight less of a pullback. We've only come back to the low, not down to the S3 like it has done in the S&P 500. Let's have a look at the US dollar. So in the US dollar, we can see that prices were down on Friday, trying to come back at the moment overnight. So still below the 100, which is good news for those of you that hold metals. So let's have a look at the metals prices for Friday. Well, Friday, it was very, very strange. I hold a few silver ETFs. They were a speculative thing, did very well in 2021 with those, had a 500% return. So had to wait a few more years to get back in profit with the second lot that I took from the profits that I made with the first, and sit through a pretty hefty drawdown, to say the least. But on Friday I was checking the price and I was 4,000 up, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. And I thought, this is really odd. So I let it go for half an hour or so, just to see what was actually happening, and nothing changed. So eventually it then came to light, sorted in a video by Monaco64 saying that there'd been an outage at the CME, and I thought, well, that's just as good as Rachel releasing or blaming the OBR for releasing the budget in full before she actually spoke. Now, I'm not going to explain all of this, because there is this wonderful video, as I mentioned in the opening there, and it's let me just shrink all this down so that you can actually see the title of the video, just to make it easier. I will put the link in the description as well, and it's, in fact, I'm just going to move this a bit higher so you can see who the video is created by as well. So it's the night COMEX went dark, what really happened during Silver's Black Friday shutdown, and it is well worth a watch. It really is. The detail that's in this video about the numbers, particularly with the COMEX numbers and the rollover, etc., is well worth looking at. I can't, no point in me explaining it. I can explain it, but there's no point in me doing it, because it's done so well and so eloquently in this. And I also would recommend that you subscribe to this channel. It's absolutely brilliant. They seem to have everything correct. But I'm going to, spoiler alert here, I'm just going to go to the end and just tell you what the summary is, and that's the Black Friday was the first tremor for the silver price, and March is the earthquake. And you'll see why if you actually watch the video, what's going to happen to the silver price. And so far, said that would happen on the 26th, there was something brewing, and absolutely spot on. And now we're going to be looking at March, and like I say, I won't say any more. The detail is there, and it's an absolutely brilliant summation of what's coming. And the other good thing is it's far less in time than my videos. This is only 6 minutes of your time as well, but certainly do have a look at it. And like I say, it's well worth subscribing to, because the actual analysis has been spot on thus far. Right, let's have a look at the actual prices of silver. Let's go back to where we were. So we eventually, the CME came back online, and then it was just incredible. The markets were just pumped to the upside. So it's a case of, whilst they liquidated the December futures, was last trading day, apparently the cooling system, which is BS, and you'll see that in the video as well that I'm recommending. And then prices moved higher. One of the biggest days I've seen for an awful long time. Now we have a gap, and that's likely to be filled. It's not going to go up vertically between now and March, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if we don't see the market come back just because we've rolled over now, the panic's gone. There is obviously some outstanding contracts to make delivery on, and there is a shortage of physical silver. It's going to take anything up to 10 years to actually sort, so we've got plenty of time, according again to this video, and also other statistics that are available as well from the Silver Institute, etc. So let's wait and see what happens. But today I wouldn't be surprised if we don't, well, I think the gap is actually filled, to be honest with you. I don't think we've got to come much lower, but we'll just know the gap is filled. So we'll just have to wait and see if they panic and want to push the price down. So there you can see Friday market session moving higher, despite it being half day, and the market coming back and bouncing off Friday's high there at the moment. Meanwhile, in gold moving higher too, but not as much. But we managed to get through the 78 and the 89, so now we need to draw in from the all-time high, which is this bar here, down to here, and see where we got on the upside as far as the fibs are concerned. So again, we're heading to 78.89. It's seasonally, it's good for the metals in December as well, particularly gold. So we'll just see how they can manage to move prices to the upside. Bit of selling pressure there on on Friday. That's obviously including the rollover of contracts as well. So we've got plenty of opportunity to move prices higher between now and April for gold futures, not March. It's April, the next big, or is it February? Then I think the next big delivery month's February, actually, if I remember rightly from the exams I took years ago, the CTA ones. I think it's April, but it doesn't matter. I mean, either way, they're going to have to roll in between. But February is sort of coming to mind. I'll check for tomorrow, if I remember, of course, reaching that age where you say something and then you completely forget until the next day, and then you think, I should have looked this up or done this. Anyway, the 30-minute charts, again, you can see gold moving up and then down to the high and close and bouncing off that in the Asia session. Let's have a quick look at the gold-silver ratio. So in the gold-silver ratio, obviously falling off a cliff on Friday, but trying to bounce back a bit there, get it back above 75, I suspect. But don't be surprised, as I say, if they do give silver a bit of a slam. But it's going to work against them now. That's the other good news, because all it's going to do is to allow others to buy it more cheaply. So it's the plan that they've had for the last 40, 50 years of being able to control, well, since the COMEX controlled the spot price with the paper market, is coming to an end by the looks of things. Right, let's have a quick look at where we were on Friday. Not a lot to report. As you can see, they're very, very choppy on Friday. Nothing happened, and then we had a potential short, which was a loser because they reversed the market. Then they sent the market back down and back down again. But in the afternoon, if we just go through the morning session, you can see prices breaking out as the Dow came on earlier than normal. And then into the afternoon, you can also see there that we had a sell signal with the market moving lower. But where are we overnight? Let's just have a quick look. We're coming off the low there. I think we're quite a distance off the S3. Yes, we are. So downside would be S3 for me. If it was to sell off sharply, at the moment we're certainly on the bearish side. We're below the DP, the 200 MA as well. But just sitting on the 50 EMA, so a bit of support coming in there. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Right, well, that's it from me for this one. It's the December already. Where that's come from, I do not know. Time is passing by so quickly. So listen, have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.